back to the JJK Chronicles, a Jujutsu Kaisen podcast. I am your host, Chad.
I am the world-renowned Ronny Coleman.
And today we're going to be covering Season 1, Episode 20, Nonstandard.
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
Nonstandard. Don't love the name, but I really liked the episode, I'll tell you that.
It was a beauty. What does nonstandard mean?
Well,
Let's
it means
cover that.
not standard.
Okay.
And I want to talk about something. Mm-hmm. Of the roller coaster of emotions that I just had right before the start of this podcast.
Let's hear it.
You went up to the fourth floor of your penthouse, I believe, to, I'll say what it was.
Take a dookie.
Take a dookie. You had to take a dookie because if you remember from one of our previous episodes, if you're a real diehard and you're actually listening to each and every minute of these podcasts, which I cannot believe some people do, you had some complaints about the smell that started wafting into our podcast room from the toilet down here. Mm-hmm. So you went up there.
Yep.
Instructed me to pee outside, which is weird since we're on in a penthouse. Once again, we've got so much money. We are not in a basement. And I said, okay, great. While you're up there, could you grab me a water? You got to stay conditioned. Got to keep the pipes nice and moist when you're doing this podcast.
Throat exercises, throat liquids.
Yep. And so you did. You came back down and you had 2 water bottles. You looked at me. You said,
Yeah.
You want a chilled one or a room temp one, which presented me with a choice. I said, whoa. Was there only one cold one? And you said, pick. First, I was going to be mad if you turned out like, well, I just grabbed one of each, and we just played the chances. So I said cold, okay? You tossed it to me, and I was like, wow. And then you said, there actually was only one in the refrigerator.
Yep.
And I got a little emotional. I'm not going to lie. I said, wow. If you ever needed to know that we were friendos, look at this. What a gracious host.
Yeah, not best friendos, just friendos.
Yep, notice how I did that. Giving me the cold water. But in typical Chaz chart fashion, you fucking ruined it really quickly by saying, yeah, actually, a lot of times prefer room temperature water. Which then made me feel like my choice wasn't as special and it didn't mean as much to our friendship as I had once thought. And it also kind of made me mad that because it's one thing if you kind of like room temperature water. That's fine. All right. But you said it's easier to drink as if you are my 82-year-old grandmother. Guess what? It's water. It's pretty easy to drink.
In fact, I would love to hear people please tweet at us about room temperature water. It's a very awesome topic. I am sure there is probably at least 50% of people that prefer RT over CT.
How many?
E.
How many people did you say?
50%.
No way it's a 50-50 split. There's no way.
You're telling me there's zero way.
I will tell you this right now. There is a 0% chance that it's a 50% chance that people like room temperature water over chilled temperature water.
We'll have to make a tweet about it. We'll do a poll and see what the people have to say.
Because
when all 13 people answer our poll.
Yeah, if you were looking for a good census on polls, the 13 people that are going to vote on our Twitter is a good tell of what the rest of the world is thinking. But yeah. Also, here's the other thing that made me mad. It's 5:30. You have already had a coffee. For what reason would you be like, wow, I need some water and I need it to be easy to drink because I have got to drink some water?
I'm a man of liquids. I've always said this. I'll always drink water. It doesn't matter the occasion. Oh, am I full of water? Yeah. Do I want to drink more of it? I do.
But so often, like we do, we've gotten off topic. We are here to cover Jujutsu Kaisen, and I would just love for you to take this one away, Chad.
All right. So, we said,
with your room temperature throat pipes.
See, if I was drinking cold, I'd be chilling and I'd be shaking. My voice would be.
I feel pretty refreshed. Is how I feel over here with Mike.
So Nonstandard, episode 20. We start off with a young Todo, okay? A very young Todo.
And a beautiful sunset, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, it's got it all in this episode. He's beating the piss out of an older bully.
Yeah.
Okay.
Todo is really young here. Doesn't even look like Todo.
Yeah, I think he even said 3rd grade or something like that. Okay. So he is a very young lad, which is how old, Ronnie? Off the top of your head, don't think about
3rd grade, you're 9 years old.
There you go. Good answer. I think that's right.
Really?
Yes.
Just off the top of my head.
Wait, is that right?
I'm just thinking so clearly with this water in me right now. It's crazy.
3rd grade. And 4th grade.
5 is kindergarten, I think. So I might have overshot by maybe like a year.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that's how counting does.
No way. So
there could definitely be some 9-year-old 3rd graders though.
Yeah, a lot of times. Some
people, their birthdays come a little bit quicker. So basically, what we're trying to say is I fucking nailed it.
You nailed it. He's beating the shit out of an older bully, and he's even thinking to himself that I don't believe this was fun, beating up such a boring guy. So he was not into boring people even back then.
Right.
This guy obviously did not like tall women with fat asses.
Right, because he was in 3rd grade. He didn't have a go-to question to decide whether or not someone was boring.
He did not. And that's when we get a much older lady on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
At least.
Sure was.
She says, "Nice fight though, boy." Which I thought was awesome. And asks what type of woman he's into.
Okay, we perhaps have a woman pedophile on our hands.
Yeah, that was what I had here. I said, be careful,
What
lady.
is this woman doing?
And I've said we've had run-ins with pedophiles in the past, but not really any women to, little guy kids, except for, the possible exception of Junpei's whore of a mother. That's the only one that's really kind of towed the line.
Yeah.
This lady is just coming out with it right out of the gates.
Really, really strange, I thought. As far as my type, if I was asked by her, I would just say yes. That would be my answer. She's like, well, if she asked me, she pulled up on her motorcycle, put the kickstand down, took off the helmet, unleashed a mane full of hair, and said, what type of woman do you like? And it was her, I would say yes.
Yeah.
But not if she was going to be a pedophile like this.
I would say yes, or I would just point right at her. I would have no words. I would be so scared.
Oh, that'd be hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, you just point.
Just point.
Because I love directional based attraction.
Yeah. Directional based flirting.
Love that.
And then we get right into the OP. Just decent OP, the guitar at the end.
Dude, this OP is so much better than the first one.
Oh,
I've come around.
This
OP is so much better than the first one.
No, it's
Yes,
not.
it is. This thing fucking rocks my socks off. Okay? Alright?
Would you say it's the best OP of all time?
No, I wouldn't say it's the best OP of all time. Let's not go get crazy. But it's definitely better than the first OP, I'll tell you that.
What's the best OP you've seen so far?
The best OP I've seen. Okay, hey, what do you know? Put me on the spot here. Attack on Titan Season 1 will always be very special to me.
Aw.
Also, I always
That was
really
the
like...
first one we ever covered.
Yeah,
First,
me and you, brother.
the first OP we've ever covered.
I'll never forget you pointing at me, and from there on, we just had... and what else do I like?
I like Red Swan.
Yeah, I know you like Red Swan. I like Red Swan too, but I haven't listened to it in a while. Unlike you, I don't just listen to anime soundtracks over and over again on a Tuesday afternoon. Which maybe is
Spotify playlist.
Maybe is a flaw to me. I probably do need your Spotify playlist because if I had that at my disposal, maybe I would listen more often. But I don't, so I'm not. It's not my area of expertise like you.
So we get back to it, and we've got some more friendly banter in this next scene, but what we're waiting on is Yuji's besto friendo's cursed technique. I've been eagerly waiting this, and we know he's had some secret. As soon as Hanami saw him, guy or girl, whatever he is, he was essentially like, oh, he's got good cursed energy, but I'm afraid what he can actually do. So we know he's got a little trick up his sleeve.
Yeah. And, of course, sleeve being figuratively, because that man is not wearing sleeves. He's not hiding anything.
Todo starts to analyze the opponent's attacks.
There's nothing left for the imagination.
He's talking about its roots, the floaty ball thing that it stands on in the sky.
Pectorals are hard.
And last but not least, the flower field that it generates. And the flower field is such a good mechanism of an attack because...
Mechanism is a good word.
Who doesn't like flowers? A whole flower field.
Love a flower field.
You just imagine what you would feel if a bunch of flowers just came up beside you right
Love
now.
a flower field. Never give me flowers. Okay, not that you would. Okay, here. Not that you would give me flowers.
I mean, we're not best
What
of
I should
friends,
say
so.
is, and this is probably why this isn't the only reason. It'd kind of be a weird only reason. When I have a wife or a girlfriend, I don't care how much they love them. I will never get them flowers.
That is a very hot take.
I know. Everyone gets the flowers or whatever. I'm not going to go spend all this money. Because here's the thing. While they might like flowers, there is something that they want more.
Yeah, more flowers.
No. And when I say flowers, maybe if she's into like gardening, having a nice yard, you can get some
Ronny.
flowers that get planted in the yard. I am not buying some flowers that are already cut and are gonna die in a week, and we gotta put them in a vase.
Ron,
Do you say vase or vase?
I think it's vase.
It's definitely not vase.
Ron, you're thinking of this totally wrong.
Okay.
Flowers aren't meant to be something that, oh, it's your birthday, let me get you just flowers. That's it. That's not what they're meant for. It's meant for, you go to work, you have a long day at work,
Yeah.
you work hard, you take your work boots off when you get off, you put on some slippers, you head to the local grocery store, and you buy just, some flowers.
Oh, this makes so much sense. So the love of your life is always just a second thought to you. You're going to get whatever kind of unneeded junk you are getting from the grocery store, and you go, oh yeah, I got a wife at home, maybe I better buy some flowers.
You do.
I'm going to have such a
gesture.
it's going to be so romantic. First of all, flowers with chocolate. Ronnie's going to get himself more of a chocolate girl. I'll tell you that. And it's going to be big displays of love, not just, oh, here, I bought some flowers for you on my way home.
Well, what you don't know, and what I do know is because I'm a very intellectual science man, is that when you hand a lady flowers and they smell the pheromones in the flowers, they get horny.
Don't say it that way. That's gross.
And you go to Pound Town that night, and that is why I
Don't
will
say-
always get
It's
flowers.
a day of love. Don't say Pound Town.
That is why a man gets a woman flowers, and it's something I learned in the past.
I'm not doing it. And if you forgot my first initial point, you better not give me flowers either. So don't want them. I just want to go to a flower field.
What were we even talking about?
Well, so you were talking about how Todo was analyzing this guy, and I like this because I like how they showed that, Todo, he's kind of a shallow guy, he's kind of like Chad, not the brightest guy day to day, but when it comes to fighting and cursed energy, he's actually pretty with it and knows what he's doing.
Must be talking like a television chat or something. Yeah, he's a very smart guy.
What? Did you say a television chat?
Chad, like a different... You must be talking about a different Chad.
I don't know. I'm definitely talking about you.
But yeah, he's got a high IQ. He even says it right here. He says he can access situations properly, and I wish... For some reason, I did not write the number down. Did you get his IQ number that was listed on screen?
It was... Now, I don't know a lot about IQs, but I'm pretty sure whatever number he said was abnormally large.
And I think it was a little bit of an exaggeration.
Yeah.
It's called the victory IQ, though.
Basically what he did is he's like, yeah, I crunched the numbers. Turns out I'm fucking awesome and you're going down.
And then he goes, victory! Just like that.
Just like that.
So he starts to run at him, and as soon as he starts to run, he gets grabbed by a tree root from behind after saying victory. Never celebrate before the fight's over.
Yeah, weird thing to say before you start the fight.
And then he's thrown and basically blasted away by this tree root, which is kind of hilarious. And he's getting thrown directly into tree spikes. I mean, he's about a foot away. Looks like it's going to be pretty painful, and we hear a clap. Mm-hmm. And as soon as that clap is made, all of the sudden, Hanami is exactly where Todo was, and it gets pierced by his own tree roots.
Another switcheroo.
Little trickster. We got a trickster on here.
We were talking about it last episode. We've talked about it before. Switcheroo City, this show.
Yeah.
So I got to be honest. This actually worked really well. I felt the tension. I thought Todo could, when it started going slow motion, he was heading for these spikes. I thought Todo could be in some danger here, and part of me kind of wished that he just died. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like it would have made the show stakes so much higher. What did you think of this?
I thought it was amazing.
Did you for a second think, oh no?
Oh yeah, as soon as I heard the piercings, I was like, oh, Todo is extremely injured.
Okay, yeah.
But no, it was a little switcheroo.
Listen, dude,
and
your summary's great, but I need your fucking opinions, God.
Well, I wanted to say this. I wanted to talk about something more serious.
I would actually love for you to.
That the secret technique is called the boogie woogie. It's way more serious than the switcheroo, okay?
Yeah, you're right.
It switches positions with who he wants, which is pretty damn cool. So he can basically, if you wanted to switch with me, give it a little clap. Oh, I'm over there now.
Oh, but see, that's where you're wrong, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Well, how do you know I don't have cursed energy?
That's not why I'm saying you're wrong. I will point out to you when you're wrong. But at the same time, while I said it would have been nice if the show had kind of killed him to really make things crazy, I do like how the show did this reveal, because they showed us his swap technique, the boogie woogie, as you said, before, but just kind of played it off as something sort of weird that they didn't really explain it. Do you remember that in the woods when they were... And
I did not put anything together on that. I was just like, oh, that was weird. Never once did I think it was this.
Right. So I kind of like how they showed you, and now we get the reveal, and it's very, oh, snap.
You could say that the show pulled a little trickster move on us.
Yeah, they almost did a little boogie woogie on me.
But now comes the old-fashioned beatdown, okay? This is what happened with Mahito, Nanami, which is way too close to Hanami. Him and Itadori, they put a big old beat down on Mahito, and this is exactly what is happening to Hanami right here, because they just start pounding him. Okay, we got Itadori giving punches from behind, Todo punches from the front. This is a good old classic gangbang right here.
Whoa.
I did this with the homies back in the day.
Okay, whoa.
Obviously consensual.
Yeah, I did a couple Mick gangbangs.
I would love to enter a Mick gangbang contest with you. There's nothing I would want more.
Which, if you aren't familiar...
Please explain this.
Is if you go to Mickey D's, also known as McDonald's, it's a secret menu item where you order a McGangbang, and I actually don't think they do it, so you have to order the thing separate. You take a double cheeseburger, you just put an entire McChicken right in the middle, and you got yourself a McGangbang. I participated in many McGangbangs in my time.
I always thought somebody just beats the shit out of you with a McChicken.
I might really get into a McGangbang tonight.
But yeah, the swap technique makes the boogie woogie. Sorry, it makes Hanami overthink the situation way too much, because let's be honest, it's a pretty crazy technique, and you never know when it's gonna. He's expecting the clap here. Oh, it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
and then,
I agree. He is overthinking it, but he also does make a good point with Todo and Yuji's size difference is so staggering that when they swap, it would definitely be enough to throw Special Curse off. That's the thing with this show. Well, you can't say person off because he's not a person. But.
Yeah, it would definitely throw you off, especially Yuji doesn't have the pecs that Todo has for sure. It
was just a really fun battle, and also, we all knew it, so anime how dramatic Todo's claps are in the heat of battle.
I was saying his clapping turned into a beautiful theatrical performance.
I mean, they're throwing punches and he's like throwing his head back and seductively giving a little tap on the hands. I loved the claps though.
I love it.
It was funny. I laughed.
So then we start talking about the Black Flash. And Nanami, this is kind of like a flashback here. Nanami, the adult of adults,
Kinto Nanami,
talks about it being hard to do multiple times in a row. And the record that he has for in one single day is 4 times in a row.
I loved how they did the little stat line, showed his stats. Like I was like, are we looking at a baseball card? It's been too long since we've seen the adult of adults, so I liked how he had a little what's it called? I can never think of words. What's it called when they
When what?
a guest thing just shows up for a little bit then leaves?
Anyways, I was saying too, my record in a day is also 4 times. I did it when I was a younger lad and had more time on my hands.
Wow, you didn't help me with my conundrum because you wanted to get to that gross joke.
I just called it the. I'm not even gonna make a name.
It's
for
a gross joke. Let it go. Which is something that you apparently didn't do that day. Let it go.
What were you trying to think of?
I almost had it, but then I didn't have it.
Don't hurt yourself.
Continue.
Wow. A interim? Is that what
No.
substitute teacher?
No, like when it's a TV show, they come in for a thing and then they're gone. They come in for a quick scene and then they're gone. It's like a
Flashback?
nope.
I'm
on it. You keep going.
I'll keep going.
Well, I
I'm
wish
here
you
all
would.
day. Yuji Black flashes Hanami and gets up to 3 times as the trickster Todo claps again. Okay, everything's happening real quick.
I love
claps
this.
again. Hanami is expecting a switcheroo, a little boogie woogie, but nothing happens.
A cameo.
A cameo.
Kento
yeah.
Nanami made a little cameo this episode. And you know why?
I've
now
bought a lot of cameos.
This is why I'm mad. This is why I'm mad right here. I knew that word, but now cameo is like this actual thing where it's not actually a cameo at all. It's not the definition of a cameo. And I've forgotten what that word is. It's a completely different thing for me now.
But anyways, when he claps and nothing happens, we see that it was a trick all along, and I love that shit. I am here for tricksters.
You think we can make some money on cameo?
Dude, I think we need to pull that off.
You think we need?
I'll pull some strings.
We need to get on cameo.
Let's connect
How
it
much
up.
do you think our cameos would be?
I mean, I would say you got at least a few hundred, right?
Oh, yeah, probably so.
For
yeah.
like a birthday wish or something.
Yeah.
A few hundred pesos for sure.
$200 to get a happy birthday from Ronny and Chad. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just thinking about all the things we could do on Cameo. That's can't get
You're
distracted.
thinking of it as an actual business venture we need to look into.
I mean, I am. I know there's probably a few people.
I said it, and you're like, wait, could we make some money on Cameo?
Imagine like we just get some random like person in Poland or something.
Right.
We just wish them happy birthday. That'd
Oh,
be
our
awesome.
Polish audience is off the charts. We love Poland.
But yeah, it's just awesome that this was a trick all along because they tricked me there.
Right.
He doesn't even need to clap for it to do the little boogie woogie.
Yeah, they tricked me too, and that's why I said what you said earlier was wrong, because you said he could clap and he didn't even need to clap.
Doesn't even need to. But what does he need to do? Nothing? Just think it?
I don't know. You gotta wait for the man to reveal it, man.
So Eugene's
Or what if he's really getting sneaky with you and he does have to clap, but just because he claps doesn't mean he's got a boogie woogie.
he just did a normal
Because
clap
I don't think we saw him. Did we see him do it when he didn't clap?
the first time.
Oh yeah.
The first
In the
time.
woods? Is that
in
what
the
you-
woods before, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you don't remember. There might have been a clap. You don't remember that good.
Usually ends up getting it 4 times in a row. Wow.
No.
He doesn't?
3 times in a row.
Usually ends up getting it 3 times in a row.
No, he couldn't quite touch Nanami.
And then we're off, though. The fight continues. This is what... Okay, I'm saying this again. I hate to say this so many times, but it is just some of my favorite action scenes and any of the stuff I've been watching recently.
This guy's such a good podcaster. Just says the same thing over and over.
I hate to say it.
But he doesn't mention things like when they reference the Black Flash being the zone as the
I haven't even got there
athlete's
yet.
equivalent of being in the zone.
Yeah, and I was literally about to get there 2 sentences later.
It's just not true.
So anyways, we do reference that the Black Flash is like being in the zone. It's like it's like Ronny when he's eating. He doesn't do any contests, but when he's trying to finish off a dozen
I should, though.
donuts.
I'll say I should. I should enter some contests. I think I'd participate well. But please keep talking about me in the zone.
I was saying I have seen you just, trample through a
Yeah.
dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts before.
That is a lot like when athletes are in the zone. It's pretty athletic when I do that. Thank you for acknowledging that.
Yeah.
I would argue that Chad and I have entered the zone while podcasting because we are just really good at it.
I don't know if I've ever entered the zone in that, but
Very good podcasters.
I'm sure you can edit it enough where it seems like I'm in the zone.
Sometimes I get in the zone when I'm editing Chad in the podcast
Oh, I make sure you get your editing working.
to make the illusion that he is indeed in the zone.
Todo talks about he gets real excited because after they're doing all this fighting, he's like, oh, there is a big possibility that we can actually exercise it. He's like, Itadori's Black Flashes actually did some damage.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's actually hurting him. For some reason, I wrote it on here as Black Fish, but it's definitely not called the Black Fish.
Oh, I think that happened in my notes one time too. Don't feel bad about it, buddy. It's that autocorrect.
And then Hanami sends off flower buds at the same time while Todo is switching. Wait, hold on. Notes are bad here. Bear with me. That's what it is. So Hanami then puts all these flower buds behind him. And he's got like a sea of flower buds basically and like the big cocoon.
Well, you know what this is called.
What is it called?
A scary berry tree.
Oh, I like that.
Because
So
it's the scary berries.
the scary berry tree. Okay.
As we've seen earlier, yeah.
A big scary berry tree behind him.
Did you make note of the music during this part?
Yes.
It really made me laugh. It just didn't fit at all, in my opinion. And the singer was like way too loud. They were talking, and the singer was just as loud as them as being in the background music. And it made me giggle.
It was like
I wanted to mention it.
It was like an 80s, not a sitcom. What do you call it when they're it's like an 80s person walking down the street enjoying life. That's what I pictured in this song.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like that song went to. But yeah, Hanami sends the scary berries at him, and that's when Todo switches Hanami and Yuji. So he can even switch people that aren't himself. He does another trickster move.
What I want to say about the technique, it is by far my favorite one so far.
Todo's?
It's simple, yep, super effective. The clapping is a nice touch, nice little sound cue. It's my favorite technique. What do you think about that?
It's all right.
My fucking God.
It's all right, take.
All right, well, what is yours? What's yours then?
My
Hot shot?
favorite technique would
Buckaroo?
be Hanami's scary berries.
You don't even know what it does.
Yeah.
And you didn't come up with the super clever name, Scary Berries.
Well, I'm taking it.
Credit me.
Because you don't like...
Credit me.
It's not your favorite. I'm not... Not your favorite.
Credit Ronnie Coleman on the Scary Berry tree.
Maybe. I think it might be my...
No, I was saying it. Wait, what?
No, I'm saying Todo's might be my favorite, yeah. The boogie... It's called Boogie Woogie. I mean, how can you not like it? Let's be honest.
Haha.
So we get a memory flash, though, seen for just a second, and it's Taka-chan. Or how do you say her name?
Takada, I think.
Takada-chan.
Now, how many years do you think were in between the initial flashback at the very start of the episode and Todo now? How many years do you think has gone by? You said he was in 3rd grade, so 9. How old do you think he is now? How many years?
17.
I mean, this guy took so much creatine.
Oh, yeah.
Good Lord.
What
a quick, not a blow up, but a grow up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He must have been just drinking creatine powder water every day. That's all he got.
Be careful around that creatine stuff, guys. You'll just get so big.
He probably was with that lady for a while, too. She grew him.
Well, moving on.
I'm just saying, she probably bulked him up.
She's
you know
pedophile. Moving on.
So yeah, in this memory flash, we got Takada-chan and Todo, and of course he's doing his weird thing, talking about he was just in a fight.
You should see the other guy.
Yeah, and then this says this happens in 0.01 seconds during this fight.
Yeah. Like how they clarified that happened in 0.01 seconds. Not possible.
Well, it could be possible. You don't know.
Anime.
And then I wrote here, I need a Takada-chan in my life because I am so lonely and she seems nice. So if anybody out there...
Not. First of all, it was his illusion, okay?
If anybody out there wants...
It was his mindset. She's not that great. We've seen her before. She was not very nice to Todo.
So then we go to Todo in the next fighting sequence that he reveals that his cursed technique technically doesn't even have to be 2 cursed beings, but also cursed corpses and inanimate objects work as well. Anything possessing cursed energy above a certain level. Wowzers.
The technique just keeps getting better. He keeps adding layers.
I know, soon he's going to be like, psych, I can switch whatever I can switch the entire planet if I want.
He's like, I can move things in the solar system.
So then they get to the river where, obviously, love a good river fight. But it's revealed that right before Fushi was taken off by Panda, he told Todo that one of Maki's cursed weapons was in the riverbed. The, what did we call it again? Staph infection?
You called it the staph infection, which I did like. I give you credit for your names. You don't give me credit for mine.
The Scary Berries is a good name.
Okay, thank you.
I gave you credit for that. God, chill out, dude. I'm
Well,
not going to give you credit if you act like that.
It's just we're teammates, and sometimes I feel like I'm playing by myself out here.
When all of a sudden, he then switches out Yuji and the staph infection, which is a sick move because he just wanted Yuji away from the fight for the moment. Time being.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I think he wanted the weapon.
Yeah, and he's like, get out of here, best friendo. I want this weapon, and you're going away from the fight because I want to staph infect this guy up.
Okay, all right.
So it's kind of like nunchucks, correct?
Yeah, they called it it's definitely like a nunchuck. They called it a 3-section staff.
And I just said it's pretty kind of lame. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm not a fan of nunchucks, dude.
Why? What is up with you and nunchucks? This makes me so mad about you.
Nunchucks.
What's your problem?
They're not that effective, dude. I can...
not that effective to be hit by a rod swinging with much... You know how much torque?
I can literally stick my hand out. It'll wrap around my arm, and I just pull you closer. Like
how long do you think the chains are, you dope?
I'm just saying, my hand, I can...
You think it's a jump rope? You think, hey, do you think nunchucks are jump ropes?
I think they're jokes. That's what I think they are. I can stick my hand out and just instantly just save it.
Oh my god, I would love for a veteran nunchuck user to come and...
A nunchucky?
None a couple chucks out of you.
Yeah, that's when you know it's a joke, when the professional nunchuck users are called nunchuckies. God, I would wreck any of them.
What weapon do you like?
Swords. Ever heard of them?
Oh, yeah.
How does that look?
Everyone just use swords for the rest of eternity. Let's have no weapon variation at all.
Semi-automatic rifles.
Oh, wow. Hey, not the same thing. We're talking about combat weapons.
Bats, baseball bats. Ever heard of it?
Sticks.
I guarantee you I could beat any nunchucky up
Sticks
with a bat.
that could basically be used like swords.
It's called a... What do they call those? What is Donatello's weapon?
Donatello, he has a staff.
It is called a staff, but
bow
it is...
staff.
It's a wooden one, though,
It's
right?
a bow staff. Yes, I believe it's made of wood.
Yeah. I like that better than a nunchucky.
All right, well,
So,
you're wrong.
so then Hanami reveals that his left arm steals the life away from living plants as he puts his left arm down and starts sucking up the energy of trees and flowers and whatever's around him.
I started getting real worried when Hanami started soaking in nature.
Which I put here is quite terrifying because he essentially could just run around and start sucking up all the life energy of plants. If he wanted to. He's just so pissed off, he could just start doing that and then humans would die off. His ultimate goal would happen by him just sucking up plants.
Well, I think it's pretty clear that Hanami actually cares quite a lot about nature, so I don't think he would do that.
I know, I'm just saying he could if he got mad enough.
Oh, so now we're just talking about what people could do, okay.
Yeah. He's already been manipulated by Mahito.
What an interesting topic, okay, yeah. Gojo could explode the whole world.
He's already starting to enjoy this fight because of Mahito. What if Mahito's like, hey man, just go suck up everything.
So you're using the evidence that he's enjoying the fight for why he'd be like, wow, I never want to fight again. I want to destroy the world.
Yeah. Curses are the real humans. As soon as that happens and we get some sucky of energy, Hanami then starts to yell domain expansion, and as he almost finishes, the sky and the veil then breaks loose and we see a sexy fucking blue-eyed, sky-eyed
Oh, shut up.
Gojo staring down
Don't act like you're about
us.
it when you're not about it.
He looks amazing.
Don't
Amazing.
First of all,
That should be on a t-shirt.
two things. This is a bad podcast because people are going to be like, wow, Chad sucked and Ronny was mad at him the whole time. Bad podcast. Never say sucky energy again. Especially when it's not referring to the energy sucking as like a bad thing, but actually referring to sucking in the energy. Don't call it sucky energy. Hated that. Also, don't make fun of me for trying to get a Gojo shirt and then talk about how sexy he is when he's blue-eyed, blue-crystalled-eyed, floating in the air after destroying a veil. It just makes you a hypocrite, makes me feel bad, and I don't like that you did it.
Anyways, he looks just fabulous. I don't know how else to say it.
He does.
He's floating on air. Also, we've not seen him float on air before, I don't think. Maybe we have. I don't remember him doing it.
We've kind of seen him float before. Start immersing yourself.
But this guy can float
Yeah.
very well. He's well on his feet up there.
Yeah, he looks pretty stable. I would say that he's doing that pretty well.
One could say he's using floaty
He's
energy.
not shaking.
He's definitely using floaty energy.
It's not the first time he's floated around. Doing pretty good.
So then we go to, obviously Gramps, because as soon as something badass happens like this, we got to go to eyebrows. He's fighting the overall man still. What is the name we have for this guy? Is it just overalls guy?
We call him the handyman.
The handyman, yep. He's fighting handyman, and handyman is still talking about making a coat rack from this guy, even though it's going to suck because he's old and wrinkly.
We didn't really talk about it. In the Juju Stroll, he talked about making him into a coat rack, but then he was also like, oh, I just have to add 17 things.
Yeah.
It's basically like when you set out to refurbish something, say like a chair, and by the time that you're done refurbishing said thing, you could have just went and bought some new chairs. That's what he's doing with this whole Gojo thing. The amount of things he's going to have to spend to make Gojo a coat rack, he could have just made a nice little coat rack. Or bought a nice little coat rack.
Yeah, but it's not Gojo. Look at him,
I understand. That is the argument for doing such a thing. Sometimes, if it's meaningful, you want to keep it around. Money's no object, but I just felt like I needed to say that.
And I'll be honest here, when Gramps is starting to fight and stuff, I almost could not care at all about this fight.
Well, why?
Because I'm not a fan of Gramps and his guitar. For some reason, I want to see him get messed up.
I like how you are the anime guy. But more and more lately, anytime there's anime isms, you're like, I don't like this.
No, I love Panda.
Juju Stroll. Guitar Gramps.
Panda. Love him.
Panda's not even that anime. He's just, that's the character.
Okay, Panda's not anime, but he wears armbands of himself.
And you
says,
call them,
"Us, us,
you always
us."
call them armbands. Not on his arms. They're on his hands. They're on his knuckles.
But I could wear him as
That's why I
armbands.
call them knuckle protectors.
His fists are so large that
Well,
they could fit.
I've seen your arms. You could wear a rubber band as an armband. That's not saying
I
much.
could.
You might
That
have
is
to
true.
loop. You might have to loop Panda's knuckle protectors a couple times to get that tight on your arm. It's gonna slide down.
Well, sometimes I do. When I do have rubber bands, I do have to loop them and make the little cross, and then go back under to where it's like, you know how it makes it smaller.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do have to do that, but. And I will say, someone has told me before that I have the wrists of a 5-year-old female.
Just give this guy a chance.
But no, I don't like Gramps.
We
man.
haven't had it. We haven't had his episode yet.
Oh, give this guy a chance. All he wants to do is kill Itadori, and now he's pulling out a guitar to fight.
He might be a good
handyman.
villain. Well, he's fighting for the right side right now. Yes, he was trying to kill Itadori, but look at him now. Just give him a chance. Never underestimate the power of music. Okay?
If he's not going to play a Black Sabbath song, I don't want to hear it.
Look at this guy. He's very capable of playing Black Sabbath.
So then they start to attack, and then we go over to what's-her-face that was with Gojo and Gramps. I can't even remember her name. Iori. She's running away, and we get a new character that pops up out of nowhere.
Is it?
I don't know.
There's no way they're doing this to us again. There's no way, once again, they're being like, oh, here's another new character. We're going to act like they've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
I think this is Mahito. Reshaping himself with cursed energy. Go back and look. Very Mahito-like.
Oh, you really think so?
I really think so. That's my
Dang,
theory.
that's a good theory. I didn't even that never crossed my mind.
I think it's Mahito.
For some reason, I don't think that,
That's fair.
but I'd have to rewatch the episode because now I kind of think that.
It's just my theory, just throwing it out there.
But yeah, he's a blind, or no, he's not a blind. He's got a ponytail, a blonde ponytail, and he's got a sword with, what I liked about this guy is he wasn't holding the sword was holding him. Because
You're not wrong. I mean, that is what happened.
the end of the handle of the sword was a hand, and it was holding him. So in this scene, Nobara and Mai then show up out of nowhere, and they're gonna team up with Iori, and we're getting one of the most epic Marvel female team up epicness of all time.
Girl power, dude. Right
Girl
here.
power.
Look at it.
But right as it's about to happen, I yelled out "fuck yes." I couldn't contain myself when this happened.
Whoa.
This guy gets horny because he realizes there's a lot of chicks, which makes me think this is not Mahito because I never took him as a straight man. But yeah, he's getting all horny, and then all of a sudden they see that the veil disappears, and
What else has Mahito gotten turned on by, though? Like fighting, combat. It was too much combat. It's too much combat getting ready to take place. He lost control.
that is true. But yeah, this person then sees that Gojo is flying in the air, so I would be terrified too at somebody floating in midair. So then he runs away.
And he looked up and said, wow, they're also floating pretty good.
So Gojo's floating in the sky, asking where he should start when we get some dubstep beat music ramping up in the background, and this is like some Levi level shit when the music starts ramping up and you see something badass is about to happen.
And something badass is about to happen. Watch this. Hold on to your seatbelts, everyone.
So he sees Yuji at a much higher level now and says, oh, it's because of his besto friendo, as he sees Todo beside him.
Right.
And he says, well, they can handle it for now. And he teleports to overalls.
Yep. Handyman.
And just instantly this guy yells, a coat rack. which I thought was so funny.
Right, it is funny.
Starts to run at Gojo and just instantly takes off all of his
Oh
arms
my
and
god,
legs.
it like
And
twists them off.
Twists him off, and then it even damages like his body some
Yeah,
too.
you're right, badass. And because right before he does it, Eyebrows is like, "Don't kill him,"
He freaks out and says, "Please don't kill him."
and he didn't. He definitely didn't. This was pretty brutal right here.
We actually, it shows how scary Gojo really is. Because we didn't even see him do anything. That's the scariest part. He teleported there and just with his mind did
Yeah.
that.
And there were separate ligaments to attack. I mean,
Now, the only thing
With
I have
precision.
to question here is why he didn't just teleport in the beginning over there. Before the veil was fully closed, why he didn't just teleport? Is that because he didn't want to leave Iori and Gramps? Or can he not tell? Like, I want to know what condition
maybe
he
it's
has.
like the Black Flash. You can't always do it. You can't chain them together. Because that's really the crazy thing. The fact that Nanami has the Black Flash record, not Gojo. Gojo couldn't do it 4 times in a row. Now, maybe it's because he can twist people up like you're saving the loaf of bread, and he doesn't need to use the Black Flash because all that does is hit 2.5 times harder. He's tying people up in knots over here.
Yeah, I want to know so much more about this guy, especially his like teleporting and floating, because I feel like no one else in the show can do any of that. We haven't seen anybody teleported, have we?
Except for him.
Except for him, yeah.
When he teleported to get Itadori.
It's the only time, I guess. So that's pretty insane. Especially if no one else can do it. I would imagine that he is very overpowered.
Well, yeah, I was going to wait until you got to the next thing he did, but I had a similar note. But
So yeah, he tells Gramps to treat the guy after he just jumbled him up.
which is also so savage. Eyebrows is the president of the other school, and he demoted the king of punk rock to a simple field medic.
And then Gojo says it's time to get dirty, as if that wasn't dirty already. And pulls a curse technique amplification blue and curse technique reversal red.
Oh,
And then we see Hanami starts to retreat
definitely need more names.
and gets a tree, start to, I guess, cocoon himself up.
Fucking yes. Excellent note.
And then we see blue and red conjoin, and Gojo says,
To make...
purple.
Oh!
Epic. Never even knew that's what those colors made. Did you?
You didn't?
No. Never been a big color guy.
What does blue and yellow make?
Orange.
Nope.
Green.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Does it really?
Really does.
But see, I don't know about
You gotta know your
color
colors,
mixtures.
dude. Red and white.
White. Or
So easy.
Orange.
Come on.
Red.
Nope. Red and white.
Orange.
Nope.
Light red.
Kinda. What's a word for that? Kinda.
Crimson.
No, that's a darker red. Come on. It's just a normal color.
Cherry.
Nope. A normal color. You got it.
Green. Blue.
Red and white.
Blue.
Visual. How would it make blue?
It's a normal color. Black.
Oh, come on. Think of red. Add some white to it.
Brown. Oh, man.
Oh, no. You're going to name every normal color except...
It's not brown?
No.
Purple, green, yellow, red, blue, orange, white,
This is amazing.
teal.
There's a more normal
There's
color.
not yellow.
Think of... No. Come on.
There's no
Think
more.
of girls. Think of it's kind
Oh
of a
my
girly
God.
color.
Pink. I forgot that color existed. I have not been with a girl in so long that I forgot the inside of a girl is
Well,
pink.
guys kill... Whoa.
Sorry, that was taking it too far.
Jeez. Moving on.
I have
from
not
our-
seen the color pink
From
in
our
so
awesome
long.
color game.
Wow,
How much
that's
of an
embarrassing.
artiste are you?
Let's just edit that out.
No, that was gold. You named every single
Gold.
color.
It's another.
It is.
Yeah, so he makes purple. Never would have known that's what those color mixtures make. Then he sends the most epic Kamehameha wave of all time that just annihilates the entire land and anything in its path, as Todo tells Itadori to not move a muscle. And it hits Hanami direct on, but he already got his little cocoon up.
He got his cocoon up, but now he's got to be laying in the bottom of the Grand Canyon. I mean, good lord. This was where I had the same note. Gojo seems pretty OP.
Yeah.
And I wonder what they will do to combat that. I know that there's a Sukuna character that we haven't really heard from in the past, what feels like 10 episodes, even though I don't think it's been that long. But yeah, we just haven't even seen anyone, even Hanami, who I was feel pretty good about what I said earlier on when I said I felt like he was the most powerful curse user except for maybe Gojo. Well, one, he makes it pretty clear himself that he's nowhere near Gojo, and so what does that even mean? I mean,
I really hope the squid is just like the most powerful of all time.
that'd be awesome.
Like Gojo is afraid of the squid. Like that'd be so cool. But yeah, then it is funny though because Todo says, "Well, now we don't even know if that killed the curse or not." He's like, "Because it was such a powerful move." And then we go to Gojo, and he smiles and just says, "Yay!" Like, of course, in the most Gojo fashion.
So, what do you think? Is Hanami dead?
Well, no, because we go to this next scene. I think shows he's not.
Oh, really?
Does it?
I don't know. Read your notes. What does it say?
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. We cut to Mahito, who asks if Hanami is safe. Sorry, that's what I was getting at. While he has one of the fingers that was at the school and says mission complete. So we actually don't know if Hanami's safe. Mahito was just asking. He was like, I wonder if he is. And that shows how concerned he really is. And then that's the end of the episode.
With just two of Mahito's normal blobs kind of hanging out here. I didn't know if I was... almost kind of... But they're back to like a base now, right?
Yeah, does that mean that those were like the people guarding the...
I know, I wonder. I guess not, but it would have been interesting if I looked closer and you could have... Maybe one of them had been like the morgue woman or something like. We haven't seen that many people at Jujutsu High. I mean, preferably... I would have just seen the assistant to the manager just massively deformed. That would have been nice, but... And
where he's not actually dead yet,
right.
But he's like suffering.
Just suffering so hard and like crying for anyone to put him out of his misery. And, Mahito just doesn't.
So then we go to the Juju strolls.
That guy sucks.
Where it's dog or cat person.
I'm so glad you actually wrote this down because I was worried, so I wrote all of it. I had to make sure.
Okay.
I love it.
And all I got from this is the only thing you need to know, is Panda gets mad and says pandas.
Well, that's not all you need to know. I'll go ahead and take over from your shitty job here. Dog or cat? It's a question of, the eternity. Everyone loves one of these things. And some people like both. Itadori, he's a little unsure. He starts to go cat, but then says dog. Don't get ahead of yourself, if it is a big dog. He likes a big dog. Okay?
Okay, respect.
Fushi, he says dog. Duh. Shadow. Shout out Shadow.
I know.
Who didn't see that one coming?
Even though a lion would be cooler.
Okay, once again, lions, not the question. Maki says
it's a cat.
Dog, she thinks. She thinks. What is that? Don't like that answer. You should know. Don't trust anyone who says, dog, I think.
Now, I can see Maki not being an animal person whatsoever. She seems like her weird attitude. She's not an animal person.
Okay.
And but I'm like you, I don't respect it. You got an answer.
I'm glad. We got 3 dogs in a row. Then we go to Nobara, cat girl. Not surprised. I got that vibe.
She's feisty like a cat.
She's definitely got that cat in her. Inumaki says salmon, which at this point I was telling you how I was kind of, starting to translate his stuff in my head.
Which means cat.
Obviously means cat. Yes,
Yep.
These are the things that you didn't get because you didn't do this.
If you would have said tuna, though, that would have been a little mix-up.
Now, Panda says, okay, this is where it gets kind of bad, says the answer is obviously Panda. And I was really starting to like this guy, but he's not playing the game right, which makes me pretty mad.
I thought it was pretty funny. I like this Juju stroll.
And spoiler alert, It doesn't look like we have, or it looks like we have an exciting game of baseball next episode. So I absolutely can't wait for that. Maybe Panda will stop being such a baby.
Oh my god. Anyways, I'm a both.
I
like cats
There's
and
no
dogs.
worse than that. I talked about this all the time. We had a guy who we used to work with. Me and you, we're just a couple chums that like to talk about questions and stuff. If you ask that guy anything, he's going a two-choice option. He's always going to be like, well, I actually think it's more like this, or he never answers it the way he's supposed to
He's
answer.
like, well, the female species, I actually like the Siberian tigers.
Right. He's the kind of guy you say, hey, dude, dog or cat? He'd be like, well, I really like pandas. They are kind of the bear of the jungle.
He's like, he's like, if you're talking about the dogs, I do like the breed of labradoodles or whatever you call it. But if you're going cats, I do like the Siamese cat.
And you're like, that didn't answer anything.
And he's like, well, yeah, but
The famous one that made me so mad where I told you, I said I'm never asking him another question. I'm going to quit trying to be friendly with him. Was our classic hot chocolate. Is it a morning beverage or a nighttime treat? He said, well, it's more of a holiday beverage. I mean, okay, sure. I know I've definitely had hot chocolate more around the holidays, but guess what? You still have to have it either in the daytime or the nighttime.
So which one is it, buddy? That's what you should have said.
I should have said it, but instead I rolled my eyes and really had to hold back from doing some earth bending on him. Fucking pissed me off.
You wish.
Ask your question. Or
What
the question that you, not your question, but one of our dear listeners' questions.
Well, it's
that
the
you
most
wrote.
recent one, and I don't want to skip ahead of people. I'll let you go back.
No, but you teased it, and now you need to say it.
Uh-uh.
Because the reason we got to do this is because I'll tease it a little bit. Victor, you had mentioned drinking the new Truly pack, and he wanted you to rank those. And you and Larson took that duty very seriously, so we're going to save
Larson?
it for Larson is Travis's nickname. We'll
That's
have
his
to
surname.
Yeah, we'll have to explain that sometime. But yes. So we're going to have those rankings later on. And that was all I had. So you need to ask your question.
So
we
the
took
question-
Victor's request very serious. There was a notebook.
Yeah, don't worry, Victor. We're definitely going to get to that. But the question I had was from Tom from Holland.
What? No, it wasn't. But that's funny what you did there. I kind of like that. Tom from Holland.
The best part is I didn't mean to do that.
Spider-Man.
Tom from London is what I meant.
And let me just say this. Tom is what a lad.
Oh, great lad. I love this guy. One of the favorite lads.
Recently joined the Discord. He's hit me up in the email a few times. What a guy. Tom is our friend. So I can't wait to hear his question.
So he said, question for Ronnie and Chad.
That's us.
If you had the ability to swap bodies with anyone on planet Earth, glad he specified that, who would you want to swap places, bodies, or whatever the fuck it's called with?
All right, so no Mars. I'm going to have to really think about this for a second. I had an answer, but then you said that Earth thing, and I got real confused. You go ahead and go first, because you've had some time to think about this.
So if I had to swap with anybody on planet Earth, and I don't want to make this pervy or anything like that.
Oh, I'd hate for you to.
And I would have, this is raising my age. It's raising my age. You
Do you
don't
have
want
to
to do
wait?
it.
Do you have to swap for eternity? Do you think is that how you're taking this question, or is it more like you get to swap for a while and then like the boogie woogie you get to swap right back?
It does not
It
specify
doesn't
that.
specify, but it does have to be Earth, right? That was
Yeah,
specified.
that was specified.
Okay.
So that is the one. Makes it a little bit harder.
Damn it.
I'll say this. If this is just swapping places with somebody for like a year or so, I'd choose Tom Brady. The reason I choose Thomas Brady is because you really can... He's got just a fucking sexy wife. That's one reason.
Well, you said you weren't going to make it pervy, and then I felt like I made it a little bit perfy, and
Well, it is perfy. It's perfecto.
I did say kind of perfy. That was kind of weird that I said that. It was-
But yeah, he's got a sexy wife. He can sling the ball around. I would be playing in the NFL. And also, I could do terrible, and I could just blame it on age. because he is so old now. So if I,
But he's surpassed that. He can't blame it on age. He's winning. We are watching him defeat Father Time. Right now, he's got the upper hand. Father Time's kind of retreating a little bit. And the round's not over. He's coming back, so we'll have to see how it plays out. But he's got Father Time on the ropes at the moment.
Well, that's one reason, too, I'd want to swap bodies with him. I want to see what it feels like to defeat Father Time. Because for some reason, his body, I bet I would feel better in his 45-year-old body than in my 25-year-old body right now.
Yeah. Okay. I want to swap places with, I think I'll say Taylor Swift, because...
Oh, my God.
What? What?
I mean, just keep going.
I mean, what's the problem with that?
Just keep going. Let's hear what you have to say.
Taylor Swift, she, one of the biggest pop star out there. The crowds are crazy. What catchy songs she gets to sing. And then I feel like the rest of the time, she seems like she just kind of chills pretty hard. She's not doing this and doing that. I feel like she's
a little...
She hides out.
Cunty.
No. I don't like you saying that. If anyone's cunty, it's Giselle. And you know why I know that? Because her name's Giselle.
And you know why I want to swap places? Because someone with the name Giselle will let you do whatever you want.
Well, I'm sure Taylor's boyfriend would let me do anything I want to him.
Oh my God.
So
of course you'd want to be a chick. You would be doing the most disgusting things with dudes. It's unbelievable.
Oh, wow. All right. So you want to be a guy that you're worried about kissing dudes, so you want to be a guy that kisses his children and has maybe 1 year left in the league. And I'm going to be the biggest pop star in the world. Yeah, you win. Sorry.
Biggest pop star in the world. What is this, 2006?
Also, Taylor has, she's friends with the many attractive ladies. I would have Blake Lively over all the time.
You're like, I just would love to just touch myself since I'm a girl. I could do that Scooby-Doo thing.
No,
the
actually
famous
wasn't.
Scooby-Doo film where they touch themselves.
Wait, what's that film? I wasn't making it pervy at all.
You know the Scooby-Doo film where they swap bodies and he has boobies and...
Oh, yeah.
It's a great film.
Inappropriate. Bit of a Freaky Friday situation going on, except they were both females, so the boob thing wasn't so unusual to them. But yeah, I don't like how you kind of made fun of my answer because I thought really hard about it. I was kind of restricted by only allowing it to be Earth. So.
I know, that's... Hey, let's make it broader next time.
Come on, Tom, love you, but give us some options out here. But no, I think that was a great question. I would love to hear Tom's answer because I feel like he's got the right answer, and I was.
Yeah, and I would like.
I just did the best I could.
That's
I didn't want to be gross like Chad, and so I just.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure you would definitely not do gross things in that body, you weirdo. That concludes this episode.
Sure does. Tell the people where they can find us.
You can find us anywhere, really.
Well, not anywhere.
Your local.
Don't go to a
Check
McDonald's.
out Google Maps.
Well, actually, if you go to McDonald's, there's a good chance I might be there. So I shouldn't have said that. Don't go to a
Whole Foods. You won't find us there.
Don't go to a Whole Foods. Don't go to like a Michael's Arts and Crafts store. Probably not going to see me there. So there's a bunch of places they actually couldn't find us.
You could find us on YouTube, though. We are The Podcast Chronicles. What is our YouTube name?
Yeah, I think if they type in The Podcast Chronicles,
okay,
hopefully they'll be able to find us unless YouTube's effing us in the A.
Twitter.com at The Podcast Chronic.
At Podcast Chronic. You always get that wrong.
At Podcast Chronic.
Look for a really exciting poll where we figure, what was our poll question? Oh, room temperature versus cold water.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be the poll
Can't
of the
wait
century.
to put it up. And also the picture of me in my sick shirt.
Well, that's not going to be on there until mine gets in.
Well, that's going to happen. Also, you can see us on Spotify, Stitcher, what's another one? Apple's podcasts.
You were really good at this. You're really getting our name out there.
Wherever our podcasts are available.
I always pride myself in trying to make this section short and sweet because I think people at this point know how to do it, but you still got to say it to remind people. But a lot of podcasts just really drive it home, do it for too long. It gets annoying.
Smash the like button.
Yeah, absolutely smash that like button. And we will talk with you next time. I've been Ronny.
I've been Chad.
And peace.
Peace.